decent number of contracts have a clause in them called non-solicitation or non-solicit. So non-solicit is basically you can't go after, depending on what the non-solicit clause says, you can't go after one of the parties or both the parties, employees, sometimes their customers, for a defined period of time. And there can be exceptions to that. Like, for example, in a really strict definition, it might be that like you flat out cannot hire the employees or work with the customers of the other. In other situations, it might be a little like there might be an exception saying something like, except if they respond to a general ad or whatever other conditions. It's a pretty important rule and actually can be kind of tricky in some cases if you don't know that it's there. Because, for example, if you've signed up a lot of non-solicits, pretty common in an employment agreement, but also like reasonably common in service agreements and even non-disclosure agreements and other kind of license agreements and the like. If you're working a lot with the personnel of one side, they may feel like preventing you from hiring their people away. That can be tricky because sometimes the hiring of people away happens naturally. But also sometimes you have recruiters going out and trying to hire new people. We certainly have had recruiters working for us. And if they go out, they could inadvertently trip one of these non-solicit clauses depending on how it's phrased. Because sometimes it'll just say like you can't directly intentionally go and take people above a management level. And sometimes it might be like much broader, like you can't directly or indirectly hire at all or pull customers at all. And so depending on how it's phrased, it can have like really big impacts. And so the critical thing, if thinking about non-solicitation, is to know what the exact details of the non-solicit clause say and sort of read through those. Problem is non-solicit clauses can be anywhere in a contract and can really take a while to read through contracts and find those. Good news is that thanks to the magic of artificial intelligence, you can automatically find non-solicit clauses in contracts with pretty good accuracy. If you would like to try this functionality out yourself, or you got a whole bunch of contracts that you got to look through to find non-solicits in, then just click this link and it'll take you to a place where you can upload contracts and automatically find non-solicit clauses.